Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor to be with you again to address you on developments following the results of the election so far. I thank you for showing up at very short notice, and if you don't mind, I can put it off actually. Thank you for showing up at very short notice, and quite frankly, I'm very excited to see a lot of my friends here, the faces we've always interacted with. Today, I want to again underscore that the reason for my going into this race a few years ago is because of my discomfort with the status quo. Because I feel Anambra deserves better, and by extension, Nigeria deserves better. And therefore, decided to leave what I consider a comfort zone, because I feel I have what it takes to deliver on something that will make Anambra people proud. When I think about what is happening, I feel the need is a bit more critical and more urgent. You're aware that a number of local governments have actually been called in the current election. As things stand, we have PDP trailing APGA in the ongoing coalition by about 50,000 votes. But let me assure everybody, it is not over yet. The election is still on, and on in more than one local government. Tomorrow is the day for Ihiala local government. In Ihiala alone, we have 148,000 votes plus at stake. Yes, the voter turnout hasn't been impressive, and so one would argue how many out of this 148,000 will show up. But I can tell you that with the amount of effort being put in by the different stakeholders, different parties, we're likely to have more people show up in Ihiala than anywhere else. And our wish and our hope and our desire is to obtain the advantage that the other party may have at this point in time. What that means is we're going to be urging all our friends, supporters in Ihiala to come out en masse and do the needful. And with that, I can tell you that the chances are still great for PDP to take over this election. And so, I want to put it on record that indeed the race is still on. And we need to, and we're doing all we need to do to build sufficient momentum to win Ihiala handsomely. And by extension, the rest of the other local governments where elections have not taken place in all the polling units. Quite a number of them, including Idemili North, Idemili South, Oka North, and many more. Altogether, about 12 more local governments will witness additional elections taking place. And apart from Ihiala, the rest have up to 100,000 votes plus, meaning that if we should harness well and correct some of the things that we found wrong, and I'll come to it, we actually do stand a great chance. That said, I must also commend INEC for their effort, their attempt to digitize the process. It is heartwarming to see that we are advancing in the era of technology. to see how we can leverage the new technology in organizing elections. However, we must note the imperfection, the irregularities that marred this election. It's indeed disheartening that only about 10% of the 2.5 million registered voters are showing up. It is unfortunate that some of the issues are actually man-made and not a case of voter apathy, that people are not unwilling to come out. No, people are happy, willing, and ready, and actually they did come out. But for lack of preparedness, for logistical issues which could easily have been solved, we found a situation where people came out, waited for hours, and went back home. And some who came out remained on the queue and couldn't vote because of delays and problems associated with authentication of the identity. I want to urge INEC to take these into consideration, especially in the rest of the other elections remaining. We have several issues we are worried about. We are unhappy that a lot of people are disenfranchised, and I think that it's necessary that we put this on record, because at the end of the day, it's important that it is the will of the people that eventually get respected. We are very uncomfortable that these things happened, and in most cases help to deny us the needed victory we should have been cruising at the moment. There are a number of other things I must point out, and two things in particular I'd like to highlight. One is we need to get to a society where we do not leverage things that are not so important ahead of things that are far more important. The impact of money politics, because we are not the incumbent at the center and at the state, we see situations where agents of the other parties went beyond what is normal and spending frivolously, and by so doing thwarting the will of the people to cast vote according to their conscience, competence, capacity, compassion, and character. We have to always insist that let the best be the one to win. Best in terms of those four things I've mentioned. Best in terms of character, best in terms of competence, best in terms of capacity and compassion. And not where people get intimidated, get cajoled, and get over-incentivized to do the wrong things. If we continue in this way, it will no longer be a case of the best among us leading us. Secondly, we've also seen this dangerous trend of denominational politics at play. Whereas we understand some of the sentiments, these must not override these overarching considerations. I am appealing to Anambra that we focus on things that will help us, not just to solve our basic problems, but to be able to catch up with the rest of the world. I am also by this saying, let's get ready. This election is still winnable, and we're happy to be in it. We're happy that the chances are still bright, and we will give it our all until the last day. Like I said, Ihiala is tomorrow. Others will follow. And with over 245,000, actually 248,000 plus votes, election can still be won by PDP. And so I want the media out there to spread the news. Let our followers know that it's not yet over until it's over. The race marches on. And I appeal to Anambra people to continue to show support, solidarity, and cooperation. Indeed, this is a great chance we have to ensure that our Anambra Child message takes deep root in our lives, because I believe that's the best that Anambra has at this point in time. We've got the best content, we've got the best messaging, we've got the best people, and by the grace of God, we've also got the best in this election to offer. So I thought it was necessary to put records straight, engage and interact with the media, and let them know that the battle rages on. I want to thank all my colleagues, all the other candidates who are in this race. I feel privileged to be among them. I feel that at the end of the day, it is in the interest of Anambra to make progress. Thank you, and God bless you.